Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. A lot to talk about. The transfer portal. It is open. 3,000 players. It's getting crowded, getting a little musty in the transfer portal. 3,000 players in the portal as we speak. It seems like it gets bigger every year, but this is, well, I guess, what was intended. And free agency in college football, it is what it is. I would guess it's here to stay. So maybe there will be some guardrails put on it at some point, some kind of restrictions. We will see, but nonetheless. The transfer portal is in full swing. We got players going into the portal. We got players coming out of the portal. Hugh Freeze has been on the job for about a week, and he's been hustling all over the country, and he's got a job to do to kind of fill the roster. We'll kind of take a look at the roster. What are the Auburn's biggest needs? I think we pretty much know what that is, but we'll look at some of that. I'd love to get your thoughts and comments on everything going on. Your thoughts on the playoff. That's something new that came across this weekend. Love to get your thoughts on that. Deion Sanders hired at Colorado. You were a huge proponent of Deion. What do you think will happen with that situation? But Auburn basketball is off this week. They'll play Saturday against Memphis over in Atlanta, a holiday hoops giving type tournament. So a lot to talk about. Love to get your thoughts, as always. 256-234-6221. Our number here. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. Or if you just want to dial us up on the old Sportz Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z. And comment away. We'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show today as well. But good to see you, Randy. How are you doing?
Glad to be here, Andy. Where do you want to start? You brought up a lot of different topics, so I'm sitting over here going,
throwing it at the wall.
I wonder which one he's going to make me comment on first.
I'm going with, I'll start with Deion if you want to, because
sure.
that was a subject that you brought up quite often.
He's going to win. He's going to win no matter where you put him.
What do you think how he handled that when he came into college?
Well, I think that he could probably have been a little bit more muted on find yourself in the portal and some of the statements that he made. But he did make it clear, and I think that it was important to maybe the Colorado boosters and the school for him to step up there and say, look, I'm bringing my luggage with me, which means I'm bringing my son at quarterback, I'm bringing my other son at safety. I'm bringing plenty of others that are coming along with me. And y'all may think this thing's going to take 3 or 4 years to get it turned around. Not going to take that long at all. I plan on winning next year, I think, was the jest of the feel that he was trying to give. Deion can rub people the wrong way. But I will say this. The thing that he said that I think is spot on is if you're not advancing, if you're not winning, if you're not moving up as a coach until you reach the top level, you're being fired, you're being let go. There is no in between. He did all he could do at Jackson State. He proved that those that question whether he could win as a new coach, it didn't take long for him to prove that. I mean, what did he lose? 1 football game in a couple of years? He exceeded all expectations that university could have had for him. I think it's a coup for Colorado. When's the last time you mentioned Colorado and college football and interesting? And
Nothing positive.
Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah.
Have they had a team that was equal to that late 80s, early 90s team?
That in 2001 maybe, they won the Big 12. with that's when they upset Nebraska. Nebraska went on to play for the national title and got hammered by Miami. But Gary Barnett came over from Northwestern,
yeah,
and got them to that. They were a pretty good team there, and then it has been a precipitous fall since then.
So, I mean, it's a total coup. They're getting national recognition that they would have never received without him. He's going to recruit. He's going to bring dudes with him. He's going to bring coaches with him that want to be a part of all of the buzz that's around the program. If you're a mediocre, mid-range head coach, he's pulling those out, and they're becoming coordinators. And it's understandable. If the funding's there to pay them what they're worth, and the offense performs up to maybe a standard a little higher than everybody's expecting, I mean, you're going to get a lot of the recognition along with Deion with that. So I understand. I think it's I can't believe it's Colorado. Can you? I could have seen.
It seems that was not the pick. That was not the fit that I was thinking. But
I was thinking Central Florida.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking
South Florida.
Somewhere with a huge enrollment, a lot of money, maybe not quite the Florida State, the Miami, or the Florida of the world, but potential there. But Colorado, I didn't see.
No, but I mean, it is a major job. They've won a national. I mean, it's been a while, but they won a national championship. And I forget. There was a guy like just 5 or 6, 7 years ago that took the job and I think got him to the Pac-12 title game. I think McIntyre maybe was his name. That just happened like 4 or 5 years ago. But then I don't know what happened. It went. It all went to pot pretty quick. So yeah, I mean, again, Colorado seems like an odd fit, but it seems like that everybody's embracing the situation, and I'm very, very interested to see how it goes, how quickly it all comes together, what happens at the first moment of adversity, which there will be.
Yeah.
How does he handle that? Because that was I was never, when things are going well is not anything that I ever worried about if he came to Auburn. It was when things went bad. That's how I wondered how things were, how ugly it would get, or how he would handle stuff like that. So I'm very interested to see how it goes.
I will say this, and then we can get off this topic because unfortunately we've been on it for a long time. I'll say that Auburn could have had him. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that's proven here. I hope the Hugh Freeze works out because, again, you could have had him. And if he goes out here and he does what I suspect that he's going to do, there's going to be a lot of colleges out there, including Auburn, going, we could have had him. I've said it 3 times, so I'm done after that. But, I wish him well. I don't think back to your answer on how does he handle adversity. I don't think back and remember Deion doing a whole heck of a lot of pouting. I don't remember him being – he's a prima donna and a look at me and all of those things, but he never was one like T.O. at times.
No.
Cam Newton at times, where if things weren't going his way, boy, I'm going to end up in this press conference, and I may sit here and mope and whine and cry until you're going to get up and walk away because you get tired of looking at me moping around. I sound like I'm talking to my son, by the way, coaching him as I sit here and talk. But I don't remember that from Deion. I don't think that that's in his DNA. And, look, we haven't seen him have a year where he wasn't successful as a head coach. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, because if he turns it anywhere near as quick as Jackson State, I'd be shocked if something's turned around that quick. But, look, when you got a son coming over as a quarterback, a lot of people think he's a pro, and he's got his father's pedigree, and he's put up the numbers that he's already put up. When you start with that, now if you're just a coach, it's kind of like a high school coach that gets to move around and then he brings his boy with him. And his boy happens to be the quarterback. And when he comes with him, boy, everything seems to already be in place. And Deion has that in his holster right now, and we'll see if it'll work out.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun to watch over the next several years. We will. It bears watching. Let's say that for sure. Auburn and their roster. Let's not be let's be clear, and everybody understands this, but there's going to be, right now, it looks like somewhere in the neighborhood of about 50 scholarship players going into the fall. Going into the spring. So now you got a recruiting class coming in. Right now, there's 11 guys in that class, and you got the transfer portal. Now, there's, as I mentioned, 3,000 guys in the transfer portal. How many of those guys would Auburn actually want is the question. I think that's maybe the problem more than anything else. You got so many guys. How do you filter through them all? How do you look and find, this guy can actually help us? How many of those 3,000 guys could actually help Auburn, do you think? What percentage are we talking about?
First year?
Yeah.
This year?
A lot.
25. Do I think that's going to be the answer in the future? The same answer I just gave you? No.
No, I'm not talking about just,
we got to have warm bodies.
I'm not talking about you. So you think?
I think we get 20.
At least that many.
Yes.
Could help Auburn.
Maybe we go out there and finish this recruiting cycle in this early signing period with 5 or 6 at the end. I think that's the best case scenario. And which keeps 20 to 25 opportunities out there in the portal. Am I wrong?
Well, I'm just saying literally in the portal. Is there, because a lot of, I would say at least half the guys are jumping ship because they're not very good.
Oh, I'd say 90%.
Okay, so 10% of those 3,000, so that's 300
10%
guys.
have other programs out there that want them to be a part, and they already know that.
Okay.
I believe that.
Okay.
90% is jumping out because they've been bouncing around all over the map.
So 60 teams are fighting for 300 players.
Probably about right. Yeah.
Okay.
We better get our fair share.
We better get on it and get it. We got to take our first break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours. Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith in Opelika. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till springtime? New Chevy Equinox as low as $359 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $4,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,000 off.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes. In today's show, we're brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. Give them a call today for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Wesley McGriff, people very familiar with him, was at Auburn on Kevin Steele's staff. Did a great job in the secondary, really good recruiter. It looks like he's coming back to Auburn in some capacity. Don't know exactly what role that would be. Perhaps, I mean, you got wide receiver coach available, you got special teams coach available, you got the OC and the DC. Of course, you could always break up the defensive backs, give, Zach Etheridge the safeties and him the cornerbacks, or however they want to do that. I'm not sure. But apparently he's coming back in some form or some capacity on Auburn's staff. That's being reported by Jason Caldwell. So pretty much think that's probably in the bank. Wes, I think we got a phone call. We got a couple. Let's go to it.
Caller, you on the Auburn Blitz.
Yes. I was wanting to say about Dion.
Go ahead.
Dion, I was upset at first when they said he was going to leave, but when he learned about how he was taking a step up and moving up and up, I said I don't gave a second thought. I'm happy for him. But can I ask you a question? Did y'all say Hugh Freeze going to be the coach at Auburn?
Yes, he is.
Y'all need to be ashamed. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate the phone call. There's a few out there that hold that sentiment with a nice little laugh to go along with it. Caller, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
We're great. Glad to have you, Charles.
Just a little bit off the beaten path, but this Nick Saban, every year he don't make it to playoff, he gets to crying and begging and everything. What is he supposed to think? He's supposed to have an automatic bid to the playoffs every year?
I guess once you get there so often, you feel like they ought to reserve a place for you. But that was pretty. I mean, look, I get it. He's got to go on there, or he's, trying to stick up for his team and he, do what's best for Alabama. I get that, but going on and then kind of crying about it and begging the committee to get Alabama in when they didn't. When I think universal, almost everybody outside of Tuscaloosa felt like they didn't deserve to be there. So that was kind of a bad look.
I mean, if anybody should have been there, it should have been Clemson. That jumped him should have been there because they won the ACC championship.
Well, how in the world could you possibly put Alabama above Tennessee? I don't care if Hendon Hooker's out or not. Tennessee, I mean, they did play a game, and Tennessee won that game. They ended up with the same record. If I was Tennessee, I'd be, outraged about that.
Yeah. Clemson beat South Carolina, which beat Tennessee, which beat Alabama.
There you go. That's good logic too.
And then you got to pull off. After all said and done, they lost to a four-loss LSU team. Alabama did.
I don't disagree at all, Charles.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charles.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you know what? I mean, Dabo, if he would have started Klubnik at the beginning of the year,
sure,
or early,
yeah,
Clemson might be trouble right now for they would be in the playoff, I think. And by the way, Mr. Ukulele is in the transfer portal now too. He's available.
All I can tell you is there's a lot of Clemson fans going, please stay in there. Don't come back no matter what. Stay on out there. He felt a lot like the T.J. Finley decision at Auburn. You know, it's almost like the coaching staff was seeing something that your eyes weren't telling you was the truth. And we set it up here for a long time. Well, Clemson, anytime I've watched them, I go, my gosh, they had a quarterback just equal to what they've had in the past or close to equal to what they had in the past. They got all the other pieces there.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get there, and I understand he was a high recruit and everybody wanted him and Clemson got him, and there's probably some promises that were made and given out there, and nonetheless, I think it ends up what you said is the truth. If Clemson moves away from that quarterback position earlier, they're probably playing in it.
Jim says Ukulele said Auburn is one of the schools he's interested in. Are you interested?
No. Are you?
No.
I'm not. I mean, now, is it a step up from what we've got? Maybe. Are there other options out there? Probably. I mean, did you watch much of him? When I watched, I went, where in the world did someone decide this guy right here is the best high school quarterback in the country or whatever?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, look, he had one phenomenal game against Notre Dame, you know, last year, or was it 2 years ago or whatever when he filled in. And outside of that, I've not been that impressed at all.
At a program where you're consistently impressed by their quarterback play.
Right.
Let that sink in. I mean, this is not like Auburn where you're Cam Newton, you're coming in and you're setting the woods on fire where people didn't know. That's how good you are. You are the best player in the country, bar none. You're taking a 7-6 team to a national championship. Now, this is Clemson that's thrown multiple quarterbacks in the mix there, and they've all put up big numbers, and this guy can't.
If Robbie Ashford is the starting quarterback at Auburn next year, has it been a disappointing offseason?
No, not from an athletic standpoint. If Hugh Freeze can pull off what he's pulled off before with Robbie Ashford's throwing motion, because he can throw all passes can be made by Robbie Ashford. Got great arm strength. Just looks odd coming out from time to time. And you can't replace his legs.
No.
This guy's special there. So, no, I mean, not if he's the quarterback whisperer that we all hope he is.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come from this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you for only about 30 more minutes left in today's show. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today. Whether you're in the market for a loan, they are closing loans in about 15 days. They take extra special care of veterans. They just do so many great things to talk about Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They are an award-winning business located right here in Alexander City and serving the entire state of Alabama. 256-397-0248. 256-397-0248. Talking about, some more comments coming through. Jim says, ask Luke why a sophomore 25-game starting offensive lineman is leaving Alabama and entering the portal. Does this mean the OC is gone? Luke says, I assume you mean Cohen. He started some, but also really been passed by true freshmen. I hate to lose him. Good kid. He is one who's talked about his mental health earlier this year, and that's always a good thing. But he will go somewhere and start for sure. 2 more from AM in the portal. 2 more from A&M, I guess, Texas A&M.
Wow, that great class that they had last year just breaking apart at the seams. That's another thing that you've got to kind of take into consideration probably more than you did in years past is, you probably got to look at a recruiting class 2 years down the line and see how many, if you sign 25, how many are still there.
Yeah.
It's always been a question mark, but it's going to be even more of one now. And, Cohen's a Phoenix City kid, was a top-tier recruit here in the state of Alabama, and Alabama gets him late and has had some success in the early going. And it feels like we've got offensive linemen to replace what we've lost within about a 100-mile radius.
It would seem that way. We just pick up. Look, that's the biggest thing, right? Offensive tackles and offensive linemen in particular, but specifically offensive tackles. That's where Auburn has to. You cannot, you got to get as many as you can get because you got to figure, you may miss, but this the offensive line is where it's at. Auburn. It's not about Auburn would like to get this. Auburn has to get this. They have to get this right. If nothing else, if you do nothing else right, if you can go to the portal and bring in, and I'm talking, 4 or 5 offensive linemen that are quality guys that will actually be able to start and compete in this league. You got a new offensive line coach. Who knows? He seems like he did a great job at Ole Miss the last couple of years, but that's just something that's got to be number one on Hugh Freeze's list.
I'm sure it is. And I don't see where Auburn University, we're going to buy that the offensive linemen that we get are going to help us. So my point is I think there's a number out there, and if we miss on a couple of the key ones that we'd like to get, we're going to get somebody. And it's going to be a warm body. And you just said during the break, I just don't want these warm bodies. These people, first year we may not have a choice. We're going to have to fill so many gaps, and I hope we get some real quality that have got multiple years left. But for the most part, we got to put a quality product out there. And when you roll down this list of seniors or NFL possible players that are leaving Auburn, from Derek Hall to Iku Leota, Marcus Bragg, Shanker, Troxell, Council, Alec Jackson, Coffey, and Zaire, all 5 of them from the offensive line. Colby Wooden comes out. He's gone, NFL. Tank, we don't know what he's planning on doing. Morris Joseph, Anders Carlson, those, of course, are gone. I think we've got a good replacement at kicker, but still gone. Defensive tackle, you got Marquise Burks gone. Nehemiah Pritchett, who had his issues at times back there. I think more people are a little bit concerned on what decision DJ James has. And I'm kind of the same, but Owen Papo's gone also. We weren't very good. But all of those names that I just reeled off were the best of a not very good team that you've got to replace.
Exactly. That's the scary part, right? And look, we got, when you look at a roster, and normally, and all the times that I can ever remember, looking at a Auburn roster, you go through and you go, we're losing this guy. Man, we're losing a dynamic. We're losing a Carl Lawson. But we've got so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. They've got to step up. And so there's at least that. We're losing Derek Hall, Iku Leota, and Marcus Bragg. You know who's left at the edge position?
Unfortunately, I saw a few of them in replacement.
Dylan Brooks.
Did you watch?
That's it.
Did you watch him play?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Dylan Brooks, and he played sparingly. Now, he started playing a little bit, when Cadillac took over. Actually, he had a couple of sacks and a fumble recovery. And so it actually showed some promise. But there's one dude for a position. That's again, offensive and defensive line. Boy, oh boy. There was a reason that Hugh Freeze went on game day and said, if you come to Auburn, you will play.
Well, he's able to say that. And here's another thing I think a lot of people are complaining about, and it's for good reason. It's that even though they aren't in the portal, before you could announce that you're going in the portal, before that, can't you kind of openly recruit? can't you kind of under your breath go, you know what, I tell you what, I recruited you back when you were in high school, and I wanted you, and I thought highly of you then. And I see that you're sitting over there and you're a backup at Alabama. Wouldn't you like to play? Or would you want to sit over there and watch somebody else play? The complaint about that's a very understandable complaint. That's dirty, dirty tricks that are going on, and that's not changing. You can't put that back in the box.
No, I wouldn't think so. But anyway, Auburn's got a lot of work to do. Luke said, threw out a stat, 1,100 guys in the portal. Experts think less than 20% will land somewhere with a scholarship.
Which means they're going to all lose their scholarship. Which means they're all going to lose their education from a decision. But it is what it is. I mean, you can't.
Hey, you wanted the freedom. You got it.
Yep.
Now learn. You better learn from it, because there are consequences to your actions, my friend.
You know who's hurting the worst in all this? High schoolers. High schoolers are getting set to the side so someone can go out there and get someone that's got 2 or 3 years worth of weight room experience in a college program, rather than going out there. And I'm not talking about the 4 and 5 stars. I'm talking about the marginal players. They're not getting the opportunities they once did.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You could find a Christmas gift there, I'm sure, for the person, one of your loved ones. Russell Do-It Center. Randy, some more comments. Ty says, did y'all know that the quarterback from Western Kentucky is in the portal? That should be interesting. That got through we talked about that. Nathan says South Carolina's Jaheim Bell enters the transfer portal. That would be a big score for Auburn if we could get a guy like that. I know Auburn has offered him. So that there's Brett was talking about that 3,000. Luke says that includes, I think, FCS, Division II, Division III. So you're talking about all of college football, but still, I mean, it is maybe 1,100 in Division I is what we're saying. So, but it's still, I mean, the point is valid. Brett says that's the problem. Kids nowadays think they can do anything and there are no consequences to their decisions. Snapshot of society as a whole. Unfortunately true. Brian, if a player enters the portal now, are they still eligible for the bowl? Or are they essentially opting out? If you're into the portal, yeah, I think you've got to be opting out, essentially what you're doing. Yeah, Luke says they're out. Also, if you transfer in, you can practice but not play in the bowl game because technically you're not in school yet. So,
well, it looks like 4 different players Auburn's already kind of officially made mention that
that's
they're
just
after.
the ones that I know of. I mean,
I'm sure there's more, but these are the ones that are out there publicly. Tight end Rivaldo Fairweather, FIU. You've got.
Can't say I watched a lot of Florida International this year.
Well, no, but if you're already throwing that name out there, I'm sure there's a lot of others after him as well. Mana Tamani, is that how you want to say that?
That sounds good to me.
JUCO offensive tackle from California. Auburn's making an offer there. Ra Thomas, who's from Eufaula, was a great player from Mississippi State. Many expect Mike Leach to be out or to retire there at Mississippi State, which is going to open up maybe more of those guys over at Mississippi State. We'll see what direction all of those guys go in, but it tells you how highly he's thought of. He's at Auburn, Alabama, and Georgia starting this weekend that he'll be checking out. You just mentioned Jaheim Bell. So those 4, of course, but if there's 3,000 and let's say 1,000 of them at a lower classification, which they're not going to probably transfer over, so there's a couple of thousand guys, there may be 200 or 300 that are of the caliber that Auburn would want to be after, which makes Auburn needs to go out there and get 10% of those, which is the odd thing. I mean, it's not like we need 4 or 5 to plug into some holes, but there's a lot of programs. You know, how many have Alabama lost in the last 2 weeks?
Several. I mean,
8 or 10,
and still hemorrhaging, like JoJo Earl entering the portal today or yesterday. So, I mean,
what are you reading into that?
I mean, if it's typical Alabama, it's trim and fat, but I mean, you know, it's not a typical year for them not to make the playoff, not to make the SEC title game. So, but I think I don't know as it matters what the team is. I don't know if it matters how much success they have. Kids are they're fickle. It just seems like the whole I mean, so you're going to see you're going to see a mass exodus. And when I say mass, I mean, you know, how 10 kids or 5 kids entering the portal is a mass exodus to me. If they're good, if they actually played a lot. So I think you're going to see that from every school.
Every year.
Every year. Yeah. It's just this will become the norm. Just for, if nothing else, a change of scenery. I mean, you know, just do something different.
Just got to put a new product out there every year. And, basketball's definitely become that. Bruce Pearl said that. If you're going to go out and you're going to get these guys that leave year one, I mean, how many have Auburn lost after 8 months that they're on campus? Freshmen. Now, we never thought we would have to worry about that at Auburn University, but now we're worrying about it. And so you just got to piece and be able to plug them in and hope that Hugh Freeze and this NIL and the collective that we've got going there has the money that the ones like Ra Thomas that a lot of teams will want. You can go out there and compete with the programs that are going to throw money at him too.
Technically, again, having said all that, you cannot transfer but one time penalty free. That is still the rule.
Isn't that great though?
That is still the rule. And if the NCAA wants to do anything, and I know they're so afraid they're going to get sued and all that, but at this point, I mean, that's what you got to do. That's got to be a hard and fast rule. That has to be the absolute. I mean, that's got to be, if you want to try to clean up any of this, is to say there is no such thing as a waiver anymore under any circumstances. Everybody's got a one-time penalty-free transfer. That's it. That's the list. Now, graduate transfer, that's another story, and kids are graduating earlier from college now. So many guys are going through and getting their degree in 3 years. So they may have 2 years of eligibility after they go as a graduate transfer. But baseball guys take advantage of going to junior college because they can transfer, and not be penalized for a couple of times. I don't know. Maybe you'll see guys start doing some of that. Maybe even purposely going to junior college or going to these lower division schools so they can transfer more than once.
Here's a wild stat for you as we roll over and maybe talk about the Heisman. I'll get your take on Hendon Hooker. Did you think he deserved to be there? But here's a wild stat. So Lamar Jackson wins the Heisman Trophy in 2016. Mm-hmm. Stetson Bennett is a 2022 Heisman finalist. Both were born in 1997.
My goodness. Okay. That's kind of crazy.
That is wild to hear it because your mental is Lamar Jackson on college forever.
Yeah.
He's been a standout and MVP in the league. And he and Stetson Bennett born in the same year.
He was a freshman when he won it, or a sophomore?
Sophomore, I think.
Sophomore. Wow. So Bennett is a finalist?
He's a finalist.
He's
one of the four. Did you not see that?
Who are the four?
Stroud, Bennett, Caleb
Duggins.
Williams. Huh?
Did Duggins?
Yes, and Duggins. Those four quarterbacks.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. We got to take a break. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us each and every day throughout the week, 12 to 1, right here on WOTM or WAXC TV on your Spectrum cable dial. So you said, how many candidates are there in the Heisman? Just 4?
Just 4.
You
all
said
quarterbacks.
TCU,
USC.
USC, okay. Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams there, yep.
And Stetson Bennett. And
Stroud.
Stroud.
Ohio State.
So, yeah, okay. So Hendon Hooker did not make the
Did not make it.
Okay.
A lot of upset Tennessee fan.
Well, I could see that. Who do you think wins it?
I have no feel for that.
I think this is maybe one of the closest races ever. It's got to come down to, well, I don't know. People have been high on Stroud all year. It depends on when they voted, I suppose. But I think it came down at the end of the year to Duggins and Williams, right?
I felt like before they lost the Pac-12 championship, Caleb Williams is going to win it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they won't. If you want a Heisman moment,
I mean, even though it was a loss in TCU for Duggins, that was a Heisman type, moment to get just to put the team on your back and almost, basically you can't even, you got to drag him off the field when he gets them down there and gets for 2. That was great. I
think he might win it.
He could.
Stetson Bennett, your thoughts with him being
no
there?
Chance he wins it, but what? My thoughts on him in general?
Him just being there.
Oh, I don't know if he belongs. I wouldn't put him there, but for the fact that he won the national title, led his team to the national title last year, and is leading them back to it again this year, I think he probably deserves some recognition.
And his numbers warrant it.
Yeah.
Kind of like A.J. McCarron. He has a little A.J. McCarron feel, doesn't he?
Okay.
Great college player, but when you watch him, no part of him really wows you, but he's a winner and happens to play with the most talent-rich squad that there is out there. So that helps.
That's true. That's for sure. Auburn basketball, you feeling pretty good about this undefeated team so far?
Yes, I am. Defensively, If you can play defense the way Auburn does, you're going to keep yourself in all games. We got to find some outside shooting, and we seem to be finding that. We need Westry to be good. If he can be good, if he can fill it up, and Wendell Green doesn't completely roller coaster ride, like he had moments last year where he did, then I love this team. How about you? I mean, defensively in the post, we're really good.
Look like we're starting to find something offensively. That's good if we can continue to I'm glad to see KD Johnson breaking out a little bit and finding his stroke a little bit more. That's good. John Ibroom is exactly what I thought he was going to be. I think he can even get better. He's still, I think he's playing on a little bit of a tender ankle or whatever, but a leg. But I think he's just going to continue to get better. I'm really impressed with Dylan Cardwell and his continued maturation and getting better. So I'm like you. Look, if you can make some threes, they made 10 threes against Colgate. If they can make seven to 10 threes a game, boy, they'll be really hard to handle.
They are. And one of only a few undefeated teams out there. I mean, just count your blessings, Auburn fans. That's all I can tell you. I mean, it's a miracle amongst miracles, but at this point it's expected.
Yeah.
I look down, I see Auburn ranked 11th in the country. I'm like, yeah. If he lost everybody, he'd go out there and put him a squad together at this point in time that would end up 9-0 and ranked 11th in America. That's how much confidence I have.
I was talking to somebody the other day. Look, this team plays like they expect to win. The Auburn plays like they expect to win now. That is a complete. I mean, it is like you said. It's a completely different mindset that he has instilled, and it's taken some time. But we played like a team. This team, years ago we'd be 6-2, 5-3. We expect to win. We don't win games like St. Louis or Northwestern. We don't win those games if we don't expect to win. And
and whoever we get at home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Our home crowd and the atmosphere that he's helped create at Auburn Arena is second to none. I see these pictures, and I know that Alabama fans get upset. They throw rocks at me, and Luke's probably listening in now. But people don't go to those games. I mean, they half feel that flight hangar that they play in over there. And now, if you read, and maybe I'm wrong, but I've read they're going to delay the renovation over there at Coleman Coliseum again.
Yeah.
There's no comparison to the care that we currently have, and that's a heck of a basketball team at Alabama.
Yeah.
They got a cat that we all would want.
Absolutely.
Right, and so
they go to Houston. That's going to be that would be a really, really.
Houston had a close game this past week. Alabama could beat Houston.
Sure.
They can beat anybody. I think they're much better than they were last year when I watched them play. I thought they had some deficiencies last year scoring the basketball. I don't think Alabama's going to have those. I don't know that they're still dynamic in the post. So we'll see if we can expose them a little bit there. But, they're as talented as anyone.
Today's December the 6th, 1961. Ernie Davis won the Heisman Trophy, first black player to win the Heisman Trophy. Archie Griffin won his second Heisman Trophy, 1975, the only player to do that. And Vinny Testaverde won the Heisman in 1986.
Remember their championship game probably more than anything about Vinny in college and
Penn
State and their linebackers that couldn't run a lick, just standing there in the middle of the field intercepting balls that he was trying to hit on crossing.
4 or 5.
He did, and Penn State holds them to, I think, 9 points in that game. They win like 16-9, something like that.
Tony Lazzeri, born on this day, 1903, one of the only man ever in Major League Baseball history to hit for the cycle in order, single, double, triple, and then the home run, and the home run be a grand slam. Only man in history to do that.
Pretty good day.
Hall of Fame. Yeah. Still holds the record in the AL for most RBIs in a game, too, 11. First man to hit 2 grand slams in a single game. Died at an early age, too. I think he maybe fell and maybe had a seizure. They classified it as a heart attack at the time. But anyway, he's only like 42.
I didn't know all of this.
There you go. Some other James J. Braddock, Otto Graham, Larry Boa, Richard Krychek, Johnny Manziel. Happy for Johnny football. It's going to wrap it up for us. He's Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.